Death at the Palace. The climax of the story is here in Book 22. Odysseus is ready to reclaim his rightful kingdom. But first, he must deal with more than 100 young and hostile suitors. The first one he turns to is Antinous. All through the story, Antinous has been the meanest of the suitors and their ringleader. He hit Odysseus with a stool when the hero appeared in the hall as a beggar, and he ridiculed or laughed at the disguised king by calling him a bleary vagabond, a pest, and a tramp. Now, shrugging off his rags, the wiliest fighter of the islands leapt and stood on the broad door-sill, his own bow in his hand. He poured out at his feet a rain of arrows from the quiver and spoke to the crowd. So much for that. Your clean-cut game is over. Now watch me hit a target that no man has hit before. If I can make the shot, help me, Apollo. He drew to his fist the cruel head of an arrow for Antinous. Just as the young man leaned to lift his beautiful drinking cup, embossed, two-handled, golden, the cup was in his fingers. Envision like the cup on top of a trophy with two handles. That's kind of what this would look like. The wine was even at his lips, and did he dream of death? How could he? In that revelry or partying amid his throng of friends, who would imagine a single foe or enemy, though a strong foe indeed, could dare to bring death's pain on him and darkness on his eyes? Odysseus' arrow hit him under the chin and punched up to the feathers through his throat. So basically the feathers on the arrow stopped the arrow from going straight through Antinous' head. Backward and down he went, letting the wine cup fall from his shocked hand. Like pipes, his nostrils jetted crimson or red runnels, streams of river of mortal red, so blood just comes pouring out of his nose. And one last kick upset his table, knocking the bread and meat to soak in dusty blood. Now, as they craned to see their champion where he lay, the suitors jostled in uproar down the hall, everyone on his feet. Wildly they turned and scanned the walls and the long room for arms, but not a shield, not a good ashen spear was there for a man to take and throw. Because remember, Telemachus hit them all. And all they could do was yell in outrage at Odysseus. Foul to shoot a man! That was your last shot. Your own throat will be slit for this. Our finest lad is down. You killed the best on Ithaca. Buzzards will tear your eyes out. For they imagined as they wished, that it was a wild shot, an unintended killing. Fools not to comprehend that they were already in the grip of death. But glaring under his brows, Odysseus answered, You yellow dogs, you thought I'd never make it home from the land of Troy. You took my house to plunder, twisted my maids to serve your beds. You dared bid for my wife while I was still alive. Contempt was all you had for the gods who rule wide heaven, contempt for what men say of you hereafter. Your last hour has come. You die in blood. As they all took this in, sickly green fear pulled at their entrails, their guts, and their eyes flickered, looking from some hatch or hideaway from death. Eurymachus alone could speak. He said, If you are Odysseus of Ithaca come back, all that you say these men have done is true. Rash actions, many here, more in the countryside. But here he lies, the man who caused them all. Antinous was the ringleader. He whipped us on to do these things. He cared less for a marriage than for the power Cronan has denied him as king of Ithaca. For that he tried to trap your son and would have killed him. He's dead now and has his portion. Spare your own people. So what Eurymachus is saying is, hey, you killed the guy who egged us all on to do this. It's not our fault. We were only doing it because Antinous did it, and he was the worst. So, you have your revenge because you killed him. You shouldn't kill us. We're your people. As for ourselves, we'll make restitution of wine and meat consumed. He said, we'll pay you back of everything we ate. And add each one a tithe of 20 oxen with gifts of bronze and gold to warm your heart. Meanwhile, we cannot blame you for your anger. Odysseus glowered under his black brows and said, not for the whole treasure of your fathers, all you enjoy, lands, flocks, or any gold put up by others, would I hold my hand. He said, nothing will stop me from killing you. There will be killing till the score is paid. You forced yourself upon this house. Fight your way out or run for it if you think you'll escape death. I doubt one man of you skins by. So Telemachus joins his father in the fight, and they are helped by the swineherd and the cowherd. Now the suitors, trapped in the hall without weapons, are struck right and left by arrows, and many of them lay dying on the floor. At this moment, that unmanning thundercloud, the Aegis, Athena's shield, took form aloft in the great hall, and the suitors, mad with fear at her great sign, stampeded like stung cattle by a river when the dread shimmering gadfly strikes in summer in the flowering season and the long-drawn days. So they see Athena's shield, and they know there's no way that they're going to survive because they know Athena's on Odysseus' side. After them, the attackers wheeled, as terrible as falcons from eyries in the mountains, veering over and driving down, with talons wide, unsheathed on flights of birds, who cower down the sky in shoots and bursts along the valley. But the pouncing falcons grip their prey, no frantic wing avails, and farmers love to watch those beaked hunters. So these now fell upon the suitors in that hall, turning to strike and strike again, while torn men moaned at death, and blood ran smoking over the whole floor.